I have never felt so puzzled by a channeled message. The energy that I'm feeling is just like, and I'm hearing this message that sort of has come through the past few days. It's that you're a walking enigma, okay? Now this message is going to be majorly about a divine masculine. But what I'm hearing is that if you're the divine feminine watching this message, then you have a very reflective quality of a lot of these qualities, okay? So even though we'll be speaking upon a masculine, this masculine is deeply reflective of you. And the reason that you are so puzzled is because you have never met someone with such an ability to be so many different versions of themselves based upon the moment. Okay. Now I really don't want this to be like a crazy, wild, delusional love message. I've been getting a lot of love messages recently, and there's already this really steady energy here in this reading, but I've also been getting lots of messages, and I just really, this energy is so clear. It's clear but confusing, which is interesting. Clear but puzzling, right? But the energy itself is strong and sturdy. And ways that you may know that this message is for you is that there is some kind of a masculine in your life who is very secure within themselves, within the world. They're also very clear and concise. This person is very clear and concise, and yet is very strict on their boundaries. And they're very, very careful as to what they say and how they say it. I'm getting a massive throat block here as I'm speaking, where it's like this person is very strategic. Now, the craziest thing happened, okay? I never do this because usually I pull cards before or like on screen. But for some reason, I was trying to get this message through and I was meditating and I was like, how am I going to start this message? How do I want to start this message? There was this massive energy of like, I don't know. And then it was like, halt. I literally sat for like 10 minutes trying to figure out just how I was going to do this message, how I was going to start it. So this masculine, maybe literally feeling this energy where like there's some kind of, they want to send a message, but they don't know how, or they haven't figured out how to start it, is what I'm getting. Yeah, and it feels really strong. Okay, but what I did, this person could also, I really feel like this is a message like I'm reading to you as a divine feminine, to be completely honest. It's like very, very few of you will be the masculine I'm reading of, okay? But you could also be just experiencing a masculine in your life who is like this, that needs to communicate with you, or is like, again, like wants to send a message or doesn't know how. So I never, okay, this energy is so, I don't want to call it all over the place because it's like very grounded, but it's definitely like distracted is a better energy, because I just went from that and then I tried to talk about something else and then I'm back here again trying to go back to the thing I was trying to talk about. So this person could really be the type of person that like will be in one moment and then they're completely shifting the energy completely. I just said that twice. To a different aspect of themselves, where it's just like jumping back and forth. I don't feel like their brain is very settled, to be honest. They could be very they could be a very heady person but they're everything. This person is literally like, they're an enigma, and you reflect that essence of an enigma as well. Otherwise you wouldn't have this person in your life, you wouldn't be attracting this person. And there's something about the sense of that, like literally a walking puzzle, like a walking, you can't figure it out. It's like an uncompleted, it's not an uncompleted puzzle, but it's it's like a, I'm seeing Sudoku, not I'm seeing the little boxes. What are those called? There's something about puzzles, okay? something about puzzles. This person could be very intellectual, or you're very intellectual, and this love puzzles, love, yeah. Okay, let me, please, please, please bear with me in this message. I am not a scattered person, so this is going to be really funny to watch this message come through because it's so, you know what I mean? Okay, so I pulled tarot beforehand because I was trying to figure out how to start this message. And I was like, I just want like a little subtle message of like what this message is about. And I kid you not, this is the most insane thing I've ever seen. We got a few other cards that came out, but I've never ever seen this happen in a reading. I got all 4 kings. All 4 kings. This is a divine masculine. Like, oof. I might get turned on even thinking about it. Like this type of person. And then the other card that came out is the Death card. Okay, right in the middle of all the kings. So there's something here about this person having so many different sides to themselves and showing up in so many different ways that it's like you're meeting a different person every single time you communicate with them, or every single time that you meet them or talk to them. And the thing that's so funny about this message is that I'm reading about this masculine, but I really want to reiterate, this is not for you if you're not in like reciprocation of this energy, because you are just the same. And that's why this is so funny. Okay, like you're also an enigma, and everything that I read about this person is actually a massive reflection upon you. Okay, so just keep that in mind, because for some reason we're reading about this masculine, but this is really huge on you too, because it's a reflective opportunity for you is what they're giving me. But anyways, this person has all these different versions of themselves that they show up in, and they keep showing up differently. And you do this too, which is just so funny. And I feel like this person is majorly in your life in order to reflect this insanely beautiful quality, because there's something about you guys, this masculine, that is extremely puzzling to each other, to you, and to everyone else that sees you and watches you. And it's so puzzling because people might get one side of you, right? Let's say they get the King of Pentacles, the most abundant, beautiful, like that's the version they're witnessing somehow, some way, you know, because they're looking from the outside in, and so they see all of these different things. But if they take the time to like really communicate with you or talk to you or see you, all of a sudden you're showing up as all these other energies and all these different ways. Like you have such a like deep heart, or they have a deep heart, right? Again, this is such a like funny energy because it's both of you. They have such a deep heart, and they have so much passion that comes through that like takes over in certain moments. And they also, like, when they speak, there's something really big about when they speak. It is so incredibly concise and specific and clear. Like, it's like so truth bomb is kind of the energy I'm getting, like when they do. But I just feel like they the other card that came out was the Knight of Wands reversed right next to the King of Wands. So there's something here about them having some kind of constriction upon their passions. Okay, something connected to their sacral chakra. You could also have this, but it's some kind of it's this energy of like holding yourself back from what your sacral energy is craving. Okay, with the Knight reversed and the King of Wands, right? So there's something that's like, anytime that this person goes to act in unison or union with their fire, with their you know what I mean? Anytime they go to do that, they stop themselves. And you might do this too when you're with people. Like, you might like really crave, let's use these people as if you guys are like a thing, because that makes sense in this message. I'm not saying you are, I'm just gonna use it as an example. But let's say that you get this fiery urge, you're like, I just want to talk to them. You want to send them a message, or you want to talk to them on the phone or something, and you get really, really close to doing it, and then you stop yourself and you're like, no. And that's that's that energy of like pushing down that passionate energy that's like fire. Wah! You know what I mean? That's that energy. This person has it really, really, really strong, even if you don't have it that strong. This person has it very strong. Very strong. I can't even like, I can't put into words how strong I'm feeling right now about the fact that they really, really like hold their sacral, their passion down in that way. Okay, and then we have the Death card, right? So the Death card is really interesting, and I feel like this is such an interesting message. I still feel so, I feel like, what's that word? Just confused. It's not confused, it's like puzzled. I'm so puzzled by almost like the purpose of this message. I feel like if this is a connection with someone, you could be very, very confused or puzzled at this connection, because you, and this person too, if they have this with you, you could both be very, very puzzled at the connection, because there's something about not understanding the purpose. It's like you see the purpose, but you don't understand it. You, like, there's something about something that's like led by the ancestors, which like we'll get into, because those are some of the other cards. We'll get into that in a little bit. But with this person and this Death card, I just feel like you and them both are really moving through this interesting cycle in your lives, where it's almost like you're, I want to say you're killing all these different versions of yourselves at this time that existed in past timelines, and each time that you're able to kill them, you're basically able to, it's hard to explain, but let me see if I can like show you this. This is like what we're seeing, right? Hold on. I'm like, can I do this? And then there's this king, which goes down here. How am I gonna, right? Right? Oh no, 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 no. I'm like putting a puzzle together in front of you guys. So anyways, this is how it's like laid out, right? It's like all these different versions of yourself, and I'm seeing like, I'm literally, what they're showing me is like death eating the version, and then the version being reborn, and then doing that to the next one, the next one, the next one. And then through these rebirths, it's like a new version is being born and brought to the surface of each of these, okay? It's like through this rebirth, it's like, it's just so interesting because there's so many different versions of them and you that show up in each moment, that it's just so puzzling. I almost feel like there's some kind of, there's a really strong energy here of like, I feel like neither of you, I'm feeling almost like, it's like constriction, but it's not constriction. Okay, let's get into this part, because this part feels more significant. So we have the Ten of Wands here, and in this deck, it has everything to do with your ancestors assisting you, guiding the wheel, taking the wheel, giving the wheel to your angels, allowing your team of light to kind of like move you. And there's something really, really strong within this connection, or within this person and you, that it's very divinely led, okay? And that's why, it also plays into this confusing, not confusing, but like puzzling energy. I keep saying puzzling instead, because I don't feel like confused is like the right answer, because I feel like this energy is very seen, it's very felt, it's very present. It's like you guys know exactly what's going on, and you feel it and you see it, but there's some weird puzzling energy going on. And I'm getting that a lot of that puzzling energy is the ancestral divine intervention. It's like ancestral intervention that's happening between the two of you guys, where both of your ancestral teams, this is so cool, both of your ancestral teams are really, I want to say, coming in between the two of you and holding you back or moving the wheel when you're not quite meant to align or come into union with one another. Or there's some kind of weird, how do I put this into words? It's like you're, okay, so take this take this card, right? And imagine you and this person both with like your ancestral team behind you and like a wheel. And then anytime you guys are coming near each other, it's like the ancestors all around you are literally coming in and being like, oh, but that let's put a timeline between the, how can we do this? Let's put a timeline between the two of you. Right? I hope you guys can like visually see this. This is such a puzzling energy that I'm trying to like really encapsulate into words, but like the fact that this message in and of itself is about you being a walking enigma just makes so much sense. Like it just, again, like this, all of it just makes so much sense, but there's such like ancestral divine intervention at play in this, whatever this is. I don't think either of you know what this is. I think it's a little bit out of the ball court of like what it is. It's like I'm getting words like odd, peculiar, like different, like something else, like I don't know what this is, it's never existed before, I've never seen this before. Like there's an energy of like, it's just like really out of this world, star energy, but like confusing. Not confusing. I need to stop using that word. Okay, so anyways, there's a timeline between the two of you guys, and the angels are like, we'll use 11:11 because this is funny. At 11:11 is when you guys are supposed to align, right? So your little like wheels are going this way, your little ships of self, right? And they're going this way, and you guys are like about to align, but like this is like 10:10 and you're supposed to align at 11:11. So the ancestors all jump in front of you and they're like, ha! While this timeline goes down until 11:11, and then they all jump out of place and it just like merges, is the energy that I'm feeling. And there's something so incredibly specific and divine about the times that you guys come together, okay? Like it's very significant. And that's that puzzling energy, is because it's the unseen, okay? There's like really unseen forces at play in this. I keep calling it a connection because that is what it is, but I'm not saying it has to be a love connection, okay? Like that's not really what this is about. This is just between you and a masculine, because we're reading about the masculine and the reflective energies of you. But it doesn't, whatever kind of connection it is for you, I really want to like signify that whatever this is, it's some kind of a connection for you. I'm going to use the word connection, but I think that you and this person are also really, really strategic. Like, I'm almost getting higher IQ levels. I just feel like you guys are really intelligent beings. They're showing me the Enneagram 5, which I am an Enneagram 5, so I feel you. I love that. I'm into it. But like literally the Enneagram 5 is the investigator. And it's literally like Sherlock Holmes energy. And that's like the vibe I'm getting. Like so puzzling, and like, you know how Sherlock Holmes, they're showing me the movie Sherlock Holmes that what's his name is in. I fucking love that man. I love that man. I don't even remember his name, but Robert Downey Jr. Ugh, I can't even say his name. I need to breathe. I need to take a break. That man has me in a chokehold forevermore. Anyways, I need to calm down. Okay, I'm literally blushing, okay? You might not be able to tell, but that is crazy that just had that effect on me. Anyways, when he plays Sherlock Holmes, there's like the opening scenes where like they go into Sherlock Holmes's house, and basically his house just makes no sense. Everyone's like, what is going on? And like he'll just do these weird things in these weird little areas, and like you couldn't put it together unless you were as intelligent as Sherlock Holmes, right? And that's the energy that they're giving me, is that you guys are both really intelligent, intellectual beings, like very intelligent, okay? You're not some piece of cake. You're like a machine. Your brains are machines. You guys are really smart, okay? And where was I at? Do you guys like lose your trains of thought a lot? That would be funny. You probably just have so much going on in your brains all the time that it's just like a bit hard to keep track. You probably make lists. You guys are both probably people that make lists in order to remember things. Okay, let's just try and dive back into this ancestral energy. Oh, the unseen forces. That's where we were. May the force be with you. I've been super giggly today. I love it. Let's go back. Okay, so when you guys try to come into union, the puzzling energy between the two of you is the unseen forces that are at play, which are your angels and ancestral teams, literally redirecting you guys to only come into union when you're meant to. So there's something really significant. I feel like you guys are extremely potent, powerful people, because there's something really powerful that happens when you come into union. And I'm almost getting an energy of like it's an energy that this world doesn't get often. It's like the individuality and the power of you two, and then when you're next to each other, it's some kind of like, they're literally showing me they're showing me the Big Bang. I know it's not like that, but like that's what they're showing me, you know, like the intro to the Big Bang Theory. And they're showing me that when you guys come together, it's not that you guys can feel it, but you can feel the power within one another and within yourselves, and like the enhancement of the energy. Like it feels like a strong connection is what it feels like, and it's more powerful than anything you've really felt in either a very, very long time or ever. And because it's so incredibly powerful, that's how you feel it. But there's something about when you guys are in the same vicinity, that power is an energetic frequency that literally like is so powerful, it shoots out and sends vibrations all throughout the vibrational universe that enhances vibrations. And so it's really significant that you guys are in one another's lives. Like it's very, very powerful because of the way that you guys are enhancing vibrations. They're telling me to talk about the new earth right now. The new earth has everything to do with us changing the vibrational pattern of earth, okay? And so if you know anything about star seeds, you guys could be star seeds, or at least one of you is, probably both. But we're literally on the way to a new earth at this time, and it doesn't happen in the way of like, oh, we're just gonna jump earths. It's a lot more of like vibrational frequency completely transforming the earth into something entirely new that we've never seen before, and it's already happening. Like we're already watching it happen because we're watching the vibrations even of these videos, right? I know there's a lot of you guys that watch many of these videos, but like you can feel the vibrational energy of this happening, and the love and the compassion and the beauty of the angels frequency moving through these videos. Like I can feel it when I watch them back. I'm like, that is a whole ass spirit inside of me, like literally not my own. Like there are spirits in me. When I watch back the videos, I can feel that. And that's what's happening. Like the whole earth is literally shifting vibration. That's why starseeds came here in the first place, was in order to assist the earth in shifting the vibration to a more beautiful planet. And it all starts where you can't see. Like it all begins where you can't comprehend, right? Like it's those unseen forces. That's where everything begins. That's even how manifestation works. That's how the law of physics works. Like take the vibrational energy, break it down to where you can't see it. That's where we begin, right? So that's what's happening right now on the planet. And this is such a cool message. So what happens when you guys come together is that you guys are touching a potent vibrational frequency that hasn't occurred that often yet on planet Earth. And so when it happens, it's so incredibly strong that it sends vibrational, I want to say like imprints all across the planet, which is very cool, but it's something that hasn't really been felt yet. So it's almost like the ancestors are guiding you guys to give it out in small doses, which is very interesting. And they're also telling me right now that there are other, sorry, camera cut off. They are telling me right now that there are other specific connections that are doing this at the same time too. And there's a lot of ancestral play, ancestral intervention at play right now within the planet, where they're trying to slowly introduce the planet into these higher vibrational frequencies to basically like level up the universe. That sounds kind of intense, but like basically like to raise the whole vibration of Earth, right? And so it's like, ooh, confirmation. It's like, that's why everything in this is so puzzling. And they're telling me to talk a little bit about like, there's something about this connection. Okay, so the other cards that we have here are the Four of Swords, the High Priestess, and the Four of Wands. We've got two fours here. That's actually really funny because four is like your angels are with you, guiding you. Anyways, again, like you guys are really deep thinkers, but that's beautiful. we're gonna get into the fours in a minute. Right now I'm just being drawn to talk about the High Priestess. Like, there is something about this that you feel so intuitively about, and there's such a divine calling, okay? Like, the High Priestess has everything to do with your intuition. She is boss babe of being connected to the ethereal, right? And there's something about this connection and these movements, and when you feel called to do certain things, they don't really make sense. I'm hearing that within this connection, you may have like moments where you're like, no, 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 you're like fighting that sacral chakra, and you're like, I'm gonna just be me, I'm just gonna do me. And then I swear, this is what I'm feeling, something takes over you and then sends a message, and you're like, what the fuck did I just do? You're like, why? And there's something here about like even when you try to turn away from this energy, I'm really feeling so strongly that you're turned back. And so you can easily like detach and shift your focus back to yourself. Like, it's super easy. And there's some kind of beautiful detachment within this where you're like, I don't need it, I don't want it. But it's something your ancestors are literally like bridging together. And so that's why it keeps coming back around, because there's something here. And there's just, I feel like you're probably like really fed up sometimes where you're like, I'm out. Like, I just feel like there's this energy where you're like, I just feel like there's a little, again with that sacral, like fighting at that, and you're just like, I just like, you know, there's something about you guys being in a season of yourselves, and you know you're in a season of yourself, and you're like, this isn't what this is meant to be about. Like, I'm meant to be in here, I'm meant to be like being the cute little like me character that I am. And then there's this thing that's just, it feels almost like it's in the back of your mind, and it's like your angels whispering like, are you gonna send them a message? Maybe you should send them something. And you're like, no, I'm out. I'm good. And then you'll like go have a conversation with your friends, and you're like talking to them, and you're like, yeah, I'm out, I'm good. And they're like, oh, okay. As if you're gonna be out. And you're like, what do you mean? Then you go home and you're like, I'm out, I'm not doing this. You're journaling. And then literally, let's say 2 days later, they're like, now, and you send a message, and you're like, what? This message, as I'm talking, I'm realizing that this message might not be for as many of the collective as usual, but I actually kind of love that, because I feel like this is a really personal message, and I feel like we're hanging out here because it's so incredibly personal. And yeah, if this aligns with you guys, I will be literally on the floor stunned. So you have to comment and tell me, or send me a message on Instagram, of course, if it wants to be private. Okay, with the Four of Swords and the Four of Wands, something's coming. Something's coming. I think I'm gonna actually pull some tarot on what's coming, because we've kind of like tapped into that energy, and we're just gonna, all they're saying is something's coming. It's gonna feel good. Whatever's coming is good. The Four of Wands is a celebratory moment. It's a very good moment. Queen of Swords. What's coming? The Sun and the Moon, the Queen of Swords, and the Fool. We literally just got the Sun and Moon in the last reading that I did, which is super funny. So that reading could also connect with you. I guess maybe this is like an even deeper version of that reading. Wow. What I'm hearing is that there are brilliant forces at play. Brilliant is such a beautiful word. I love that. Oh my gosh. But you're just not... Okay, with the Queen of Swords, there is some kind of clarity that's going to be coming in for you, especially with this puzzling energy, because this message probably came across your feed at a time where you really don't know anymore, and you're hitting a point of like, I'm almost getting a point of like, I'm feeling the Fool energy, where you're like, it's not the I'm out energy, but it's like you have been so in and out of this energy that I feel like you've almost lost yourself a little bit to it, and had moments where you've like lost a little bit of control to this. And there's a part of you that's like, I don't have the excess energy to fight this in one way or another, whether that means being or not being. Okay, so there's some part of you that's just like, it's like you don't have the excess energy to try and move towards it, because there's so many divine forces at play for it to only be in certain moments. But you also don't have the excess energy to be like, I'm out, because every time you try to be out, it falls back in. So there's this energy that's happening right now where you're, I'm hearing taking a new walk on life. Oh, the battery is dying. Ah, let me change it. Okay, hi. Anyways, there's some kind of like thing happening right now for you where you're taking some kind of a new, I'm getting like a new perspective or a new shift towards it, where you're no longer going to be like out, but you're no longer going to be in either, unless for some reason your angels tell you it's time or make it happen, and it becomes time by them not having to like really tell you, it's just happening. Okay, so this new perspective that you're stepping into, that you're feeling right now, is this really, it's this beautiful form of like taking your energy, the excess energy that you were originally applying to it to move in a certain way, because like you felt it but you didn't feel it, you were in, you were out. I'm just getting like kind of an all over the place type of energy, literally, because I'm moving the camera all around. I'm like, but that you just don't have the energy for that anymore. And so this message is coming around to basically, I actually feel like this message has a lot to do with just being here in the in-between when you don't have anything there. So there's something really strong for where there are moments where your ancestral teams are at play, divinely having their hands in between, pulling you in different places. That moment of needing confirmation, like that's the type of moment you're in right now, and that's where this message is finding you, right? And it's to confirm. I feel like most of this message is to confirm that your ancestors are really, really present here. I feel them very strongly. They are very at play in whatever this is going on. And there's also, they're telling me to feed back towards, hold on. They're telling me that there's something really significant about the way that you experience one another as an enigma. Like, I feel like it's almost like the ancestors are using time to give you guys a glimpse into yourselves, because when you separate people, you experience less of their essence and more of a reflection of your own. And so there's something really powerful here where in separation, it's like you're getting to actually dig into reflective energies of your own, which is super powerful and significant for you right now. Because I'm hearing you're falling in love with it. And I don't want to say you're falling in love with this person, because that's not, again, it's just a connection. It's not that it's a love connection, but there's something about you falling in love with this puzzling effect. And there's something really powerful here where it's like you're falling in love with yourself, actually, like in this experience. And it's very particular or peculiar, because in this experience, what you're falling in love with, you don't at face value recognize that it's of you. And this message is here to confirm that that's actually what's going on as well. But you don't see that other people also perceive and experience you in this enigma way of sorts. And this is, I'm hearing this is one of the first times in your life where you have basically ever gotten to experience yourself. But you're experiencing yourself through another person, through the reflection of another person, again with that 1111 energy, because this person reflects back the puzzling effect that you have upon others. And That's so flippin' cool. They're showing me question marks and owls, and the moon is really significant in this reading. The sun is too, because there's like equal and opposite, right? Like divine match energy, but the moon is very, very significant. Something so big about unseen forces, okay? Wow. This is so beautiful. Like, I don't know how to really put into words like how special this is, but it's extremely rare to get to fall in love with yourself in the way that you're falling in love with yourself right now. And even if this other person is like massive reflective energy of that, like it just doesn't happen very often. And your ancestors, so what they're showing me is like, you know how like they were talking about you guys having such a massive force of energy when you guys come together? It's because of the ways that you're falling in love with yourselves and that potent frequency of self-love. And then when you come together, it enhances that frequency of self-love to a degree, because you get to love yourselves and another. And it's such a powerful frequency of love because it's authentic love. Oh shit. Wait. The most potent frequency in the world is authenticity, and love is also like next. And they're telling me that you guys are so authentically yourselves and falling in love with yourselves right now. It's like encapsulating both frequencies into one. So it's a frequency of authentic love, and it stems from the self. And that's what's so incredibly potent, that's being put into the world in small doses, but it's about to be in big doses. So they're not really telling me like what's really something cosmic is happening soon, right? They're not really telling me like what that means, but I feel like they're about to give you this energy in large doses is what they're telling me, because it's time for the world to feel it in larger doses. Whew. I'm like, I don't even have like, I'm just, I'm giddy. Whew. Wow. That's it. They're telling me that's it. That's all they're gonna say. This is such a profound, beautiful, intricate, intelligent, brilliant message. And for those of you that this has resonated with, you are one rare ass human being, and I am so incredibly grateful that I got to read this message for you. If it has resonated, again, please send me a message. I would literally melt to know that this resonated with you, because this was so peculiar and I just don't feel like it's for everyone. I don't think it's for a large mass collective. It's for very, 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 very peculiar, special souls, brilliant souls, and I would just love to know. But anyways, like, I'm in awe. I feel awestruck by you guys and your energy, and just how this message came through and fell together so divinely, and like it made no sense in the beginning and I didn't even know how to start it, and then it literally had like a pinnacle point of like, whoa. Like, and I feel like if you take the back-ended energy of this entire message, I feel like that's also what you guys are going through. So much trying to plug the pieces together, and at some point, yeah. Okay. Whew. I love you. I love you. If this message resonated with you, please do let me know, and I will see you guys in the next message.